What we're living in, let me tell ya. Well, it's a world that man can eat at all. When things are big that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells we'll be doing for us? And I'm giving up my love to this world, only to be told I can't see, I can't breathe, no, not where we'll be. And nothing's gonna change the way we live, 'cause we can always take but never give. And now the things are changing for the worse. See, whoa, it's a crazy world we're living in, and I just can't see that half of us immersed in sin is all we have to give. These futures made of virtual insanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of that new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, but we all live underground. And I'm thinking what a mess we're in, hard to know where to begin. If I could slip the secret ties of earth the man has made, and now every mother can choose a color of her child. That's not nature's way. Well, that's what they suggest today. There's nothing left to do but pray. I think it's time to find a new religion. Whoa, it's so insane to see this as another strain. There's something in these futures that we have to be told. Futures made of virtual insanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of that new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, for we all live underground. Whoa, now there is no sound if we all live underground. And now it's virtual insanity. Forget your virtual reality. Oh, there's nothing so bad as some bad happening. Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
You dig, you dig.
What you like the funny for?
Some real life shit, nigga.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
Futures made of virtual insanity now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of a new technology. Oh, now there is no sound, but we all live underground. Oh, yeah, this life that we live in, it's all so wrong. It's out the window, you know. There is nothing worse than living in a manly man. There is nothing worse than a foolish mind. Yeah. Virtual insanity is what we're living
Okay, here we go once again, goddamn it, the Fat Mac baby, Almighty 3XL coming at y'all live and direct from the Mackcity limits and Mackcity.com, man. We had such a phenomenal response from the last shows that I did with my nigga Tony Dreamer. I guess it's just inevitable that I had to come back to the source, man, and get some of this knowledge and shit. So, once again, everybody, here we go. Since all y'all like Tone so goddamn much, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm gonna throw a little bit of haterade on you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a little bit. But today is a special, I don't know. It's a special topic because it's something I think my man Tone could really spit on, man, as far as the whole concept of exploitation. Exploitation in the porn industry, exploitation in the pimping and the hoeing, exploitation in just regular relationships, period. And I just want to ask you, Mr. Dreamer, do you feel that the women in Mackcity are being exploited?
Hell no. That's an easy answer. No.
No. Okay, go ahead.
What people have to understand, man, is this. The chain of exploitation started long before they got here.
Okay.
Long before they got here. In a manner of speaking, you can say they was exploited before they were even born.
Right.
We ain't gonna touch the topic of social exploitation and economic inequality, but let's just deal with the raw reality of their lives. They were exploited in a lot of instances by their parents. And certainly they were exploited with these old bullshit niggas that they deal with. Okay? So by the time they get to you, there is no exploitation. And the odd thing is, actually, I have seen from actual field experience that is actually the opposite.
Okay.
They will attempt to exploit you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You have to understand that these are women who 9 times out of 10 are not going to get up and go to no job. They're not going to get up and do anything responsible. If it comes to, they don't know how to run a household. They don't know how to be independent at all, even though they were living with their parents. The normal shit, they know the normal shit to do, they just don't want to do it. You can call it lack of ambition. You can call it being marginally educated. You can call it whatever you choose. But that exploitation marker doesn't fit you, and it doesn't fit Mackcity.
Right.
It is just that they do exactly what they're doing. It is just that what's happening is exactly what's happening. And for all the females out there that's going to say, oh, well, you don't understand, he's exploiting these women. No, you know yourself. You, the female fans of Mackcity, you know yourself that not all women are of equal value.
Right.
Some are smarter than others. Some are wiser than others. Some are faster than others. The point is that everybody has some kind of marker or gift that makes them different, but yet they're all the same in the span of humanity. But these women are just straight up sorry. And I'm sorry, you don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Okay? Some of these bras, 98% of these bras,
right,
they're not going to get up, they're not going to go to work, they're not going to go to school. These are women that don't want to really be anything in life other than, if you can say, housewives. But the problem is, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to get any husband that's worth anything because they come with a litter of kids. And you're going to think that that's being cold, but that's the reality.
right.
You know, not any man out there of any means, especially any man that, let's say he doesn't have means. Let's say you just run into a cat that is just basically out there on his 9 to 5 just working.
Right.
Okay, it's hard enough for him to exist as is. Then he has to deal with the issues and problems that those children have that have been created by some other nigga that fucked them and left.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So the situation creates itself. It's like a big ass pot of cosmic gumbo to where they're led right to the gates. You see what I'm saying? They're led down the primrose path right on into the gates that is Mackcity. And this is where they take up residence. And again, we talked about from the last show that Mackcity is the mini welfare system. If anything, it's the reverse. They try to exploit Mackcity as if they were on welfare.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They call and ask for rides and call and ask for food. Okay, you being human, you're showing some kind of milk of humanity, and you feed them. Motherfucker want to be choicy about what they want. I want some donuts.
Go ahead and break that down and talk about that, because you just had that situation with Diamond Cut Diva. You know, my man Tone, he been fucking around, with some of the Mackcity freaks and shit, and
Man.
you had just a situation with her.
This girl calls and asks me.
Right.
She says, she calls me, I'm hungry. Me and my kids are hungry. First she tries to subtly hit me up for money. You know how when females would do shit, they want to come out and ask for money, but they want to hint around to it and hope you'll bring it up.
Right.
So I didn't fall for that.
Okay.
So then she started getting more direct. Well, I want some, I'm hungry. Me and my kids are hungry. I said, okay, well, I don't mind, getting the kids a pizza or whatever. And so then she goes, well, I need you to go somewhere and get me a Tahitian treat. I'm not getting you no Tahitian. I'm not going out of my way to satisfy your particular appetite. God damn, you mighty choicey to be broke. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're hungry and you're broke, and you're going to choose the kind of soda you drink? Hell no. You out your mind. You see what I'm saying? So
she wants you to go clear across town.
Yeah.
You know, if there's not a Tahitian treat at the spot that you at, she wants you to drive an extra 10, 15 miles to go and get a Tahitian treat wherever it may be.
That kind of thing. And I want to make it clear for the listeners, and I'm gonna, you can criticize me or say what you wish.
Right.
I did not fuck her, and at that time, at this time, I don't entertain right off any illusions of trying to exchange that.
Right.
But I know, I understand the concept of a merit-based system.
Right.
You see, this girl wants, and this is the way it is with many of these Mackcity freaks. There may be an exception.
Okay.
All of them want ATM privileges.
There you go.
They want cab privileges, but they want it on a whim. They don't want to put in any work for it, or if they want to put in as little as possible.
Right.
So as your job is to circumvent the game that they're giving you, and to get what you need out of them. And see, because both sides are running game on each other.
Right.
But one side is just completely oblivious to their weaknesses.
Right.
They are they putting all bets down on the pussy. Everything's supposed to be riding on the pussy. But the thing is that when you can't beat the house.
Right.
You can't beat the house. I don't care what casino you go and gamble. You can't beat the house. But they are intimately dependent on this system because of the lack of ambition or the lack of drive or hustle that they have in their normal lives. So they would like to transfer that kind of exploitation over here or over to this side of the house. But they don't understand that the game that Mackcity is running is real life, because everybody need to eat. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody needs running water, and most of these females got kids, so that's an Achilles heel that kids need to eat too. So they end up bowing down and tapping down and tapping out and swallowing their pride. You see what I'm saying? And thus, you cats end up with all this glorious footage that you're seeing. But there's a whole field of game that precedes all of this before you get to it. Because when they approach him from a perspective, even as he's helping them. As I said before, even as this cat is helping them and trying to, show them the right way to go, it's not like he's just fucking on these broads and, putting them back where he's fucking and skeeting on them, but he will give them wise words. This cat will actually take them, if they're going, encourage them to get an education.
Right.
But what do you do when the person you fucking with doesn't want to better their lives? So that's why there's no guilt. There's no hesitation. There's not the thought of the fact of these women are being exploited, because that's far from the truth. Because this guy is the first one to tell them, look, take your ass to school. Stop fucking with them bullshit niggas. We even had one hooked up with a nigga that was threatening to kill her. And then this girl gonna have the nerve to say she can't leave him. Now what kind of bullshit is that?
Yeah.
Now how do you get through to somebody like that to talk about any sense of responsibility? You can quickly see that somebody like that has no responsibility. So the law of the jungle is, my father used to tell me a long time ago, he says, he who bites shall be bitten. He who does not bite shall be eaten the fuck up. And that's the reality of life. Either you take care of your business or you become somebody else's business. So they refuse to take care of any responsibilities that had anything to do with their lives, and thus they're here, happy citizens within the gates of Mackcity. And unless this man retires, don't plan to see any shortage of the females that you have come to know and love on Mackcity television, because they will forever. Even the ones that leave always come back. So if you're talking about exploitation, you have to go somewhere else. But if you're looking at exploitation, certainly we always say that in the capitalist system, everybody's exploited.
Right.
To a certain extent, all of us are exploited. Now, some people will argue the nuances and they want you to be more virtuous. The argument is, well, you know better and you're supposed to direct and guide them. You can't even make that argument in this scenario, because these women are guided. It's not like they come here and don't get anything. This guy tries to lace them with game, tries to tell them. They talk to him when They can't talk to no. He has become the hood version of Dr. Phil. You see? The hood version of Dr. Phil. So he's always advising them to do the right thing. And he would actually like to see them stop this cyber hustle.
Right.
But what is he expected to do when they're coming back asking him for money? When he's telling them, look, you need to go and do this. No, they're here, and it's just that they be here. I repeat the lines of the priest in The Godfather 3 when Michael Corleone confessed that he had killed his brother. Right. The priest told him, your sins are abominable, my son, and it's just that you suffer. So I say the same thing in this situation. Some of the choices that they made and continue to make. These are not past choices. We're talking about present and ongoing. So it's just that they be here getting skeeted on. It's just that they be here getting a load in their grill. It's the lust that they be here shaking their ass, and whatever come their way is what come their way.
I mean, what
it is what it is.
What do you do with a female, right? Like you just said that she don't want to listen, man. She don't want to get rid of that nothing ass dusty nigga she fucking with. She don't want to work. She don't want to go to school. She don't want to take care of her kids. You know what I'm saying? Then motherfuckers got the dirt and talking about I'm exploiting somebody. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's the point. That's what I'm saying. They were exploited before they got to you. What you do with that kind of female, I want y'all to listen close. You skeet on them and you put them back in the street. That's what you do to them. I'm sorry that that's not the morally correct answer that some of you want to hear, but that's real life, because that type of female is no good to anybody in any relationship. You get your fuck on and you put them back in the streets. You do what this man does, what he can to help them, but that's the only thing that's the only kind of exchange or relationship, because these females have shown that they are not interested in anything else. You know, you got females that say they don't want a man with a job. I mean, what you do with a bitch like that that's telling you they don't want a man with a job?
And for y'all that don't know, that was Crybaby Nish. She implicitly told me one day that she don't want no man with a job because she don't want no punk. So where did she get that shit from?
Because they're in love, they're wedded with this concept of the outlaw. Right. This romantic notion. It's almost as childish as, you know, people still believing in the tales of gangsterdom. Right. You know, you had the American gangster himself, Frank Lucas, come on TV and said, don't do it. You had Nicky Barnes, the rat, come on TV and said, don't do it. Right. Guy Fisher come on TV and said, don't do it. The dude from the Shower Posse come on and say, don't do it. Everybody's telling the Furtado brothers, don't do it. Pappy Mason, don't do it. Fat Cat, every hustler you want to name is telling you that it's a dead-end road not doing anything with your life. And this is not to suggest that education is a utopia. Right. Education gets you through the door. It is your networking and hustle that brings success. But if you don't have the key to get in through the door, you ass out. Right. Especially in this kind of economy that we in. So if you're dealing with a person that says, that's sick enough in their fucking brain to say that they don't want no man. You see what I'm saying? They don't want no man to work, so they don't want no punk. You dealing with somebody that has a whore mentality. Okay. You dealing with someone who is wedded to this idea of quick money. But the reason I use that concept with American Gangster is to show you that in reality there is no quick money. Right. Well, it is quick money because it leaves your hands even faster than you get it. Right. You can look at Lucas's face and see he's still grieving over that $250 or $300 million that they took from his ass. Now maybe he's getting money back through these movie rights and royalties or what have you, but he's still grieving over that shit. And here this man is in a wheelchair. You see what I'm saying? So that is the lesson. The problem is fast money leads them right back here. That hustle. Thus, this is why we have so many videos of Crybaby Nish on the website, because she hasn't gotten through her head that fast money slides even faster. Why? Because she's dealing with a group of people that are so treacherous that they don't observe the normal morals of, you know, decency or fairness. Right. You see what I'm saying? They deal with her out of fear and intimidation and exploitation. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? They deal with her, to her, deal with her from that perspective, and thus she's back here. So exploitation was her reality before she got here. You cats just get a chance to see it, play it out on the web.
And it's funny, right? Because we was just talking about, and for all y'all that don't know, that's been following the journal logs or whatever, Nish's current so-called boyfriend, thug or whatever, he went back to Kentucky, but not before he put a couple knots on her head and split her lip and drug her down the steps and all this kind of shit, right? And through all this, right, I mean, who was there? Not to necessarily toot my own horn, right? But of course, he wasn't working. He wasn't doing shit. He's hungry. He's starving.
Big surprise,
she's hungry.
Right?
She's starving. You know what I mean? But I come through and I know she fucking with this nigga, and I'm not tripping, because she ain't my girlfriend, so to speak. She my partner in crime, so I'm still gonna go ahead and take care of her, even though I know she's still fucking with this nigga. And if I'm taking care of her, I'm going to inadvertently be taking care of this nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So, when we talk about exploitation, we talk about who's exploiting who. Many would say, that bitch was exploiting me because each time, we hooked up, and she went ahead and cried them crocodile tears, and I put 40 in her hand. She would basically go back to her nigga, and if he needed a black and mild, or he needed cigarettes, or if he was hungry, that money that I gave her, went into that nigga pockets. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, and still, motherfuckers talking about I'm exploiting her, but this nigga, he beating the shit out this bitch. He smoking up her cigarettes, he smoking a black and mild. He doing all this kind of shit for this bitch or to this bitch, right? But I'm exploiting her. You see what I'm saying?
Well, let's affirmatively deal with that. If anybody didn't listen or hasn't listened to what we've been saying for the past 5 minutes, or what we've said before, Mackcity is the mini welfare system. You got to understand that a lot of these women have kids, and the niggas who knocked them up don't even feed their kids.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They ain't there to change their diapers. You see what I'm saying? And this guy is doing that. You see what I'm saying? Not necessarily getting them to get down on video. He's doing this because it's a decent person.
Right.
Now, these women, all they have known is strength, intimidation, exploitation, and abuse. But when they see that virtue of what they think is weakness,
right,
they would come and try to bring that same exploitation to you. I always found it interesting that they never exploit the nigga who whooping their ass.
Right.
They never exploit him. But if you show an ounce of humanity, they're gonna come and exploit you.
Right.
And that's what happens. It's like, okay, well, call Big Mike. I know Big Mike is like the ace up their sleeve.
Right.
Because they know he's gonna always come through.
Right.
They call and cry these crocodile tears about their children. You see what I'm saying? Because they see you have a conscience. But the problem is there's no moderation. It's like, okay, get what I can get. But there's a price to be paid for everything. You see what I'm saying? The thing is these females think that there will be a free ride forever, and that's just not gonna happen. There is no free ride forever. There is no utopian paradise. You have to create your own paradise.
Right.
And these women are just not hip to that. So as long as they can keep coming back trying to exploit you, it is just that attempt be checked. And thus we end up with the journal logs, we end up with the pictures. It's the natural result, the natural accumulation of a process that started long before they walked through your gates. So it is a sense, I wrote about that before. I said that he counsels them, he talks to them, he feeds them even as they try to run game on him. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is these women are, in a sense, they don't understand that they themselves have been out hustled. Even as they're sitting here trying to hustle him, and him doing or showing that virtue of humanity, they don't understand that they've become dependent. It's just like the welfare system. People have the nerve to look down their nose at welfare, and the people that are looking down their nose at welfare, the most are usually the people that are on it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But what would happen tomorrow if food stamps were cut off?
Right.
What would happen if milk, if they weren't able to get WIC vouchers?
Right.
What would happen if they couldn't get this cash assistance? what would they do? They would, they would be literally brought to their knees. Where it's the same concept here. It's the concept of strength and weakness. They think that with pussy, they're operating from a position of strength.
Right.
But it's really a position of weakness because they have become dependent and don't even know it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Even as they call you with the insidious, with the dark and insidious intent to gain you, they're so stupid they don't even know that they've already been gained. When they pick up that phone call to call for, it is totally oblivious to them,
right,
wanting to live like outlaws. Now, to the logical person, it would be easier to you. You can make more than $40 damn a day at Burger King,
right.
But they'd rather come over here and get the 40 tax free and be skeeted off.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Then and since restaurants have such a negative implication, you take your ass to Blockbuster. You can go to Maya. You can go to Kmart. Hell, they got health benefits. You can get health insurance for your children. You see what I'm saying? They have every opportunity to escape this cycle. You see what I'm saying? But they don't choose to do so. So thus they end up here getting skeeted on. The concept of exploitation doesn't apply here. The concept of exploitation started a long time ago, before they walk through the gates. So it is just that they get what they're getting.
Man, I was thinking to this nigga, and this nigga got mad, right? Her dude started whooping and beating her ass due to the fact that he was speculating that I was still tapping that ass, right? You know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, why you want to bite the hand that feeds you? Because you know that this bitch, basically for all intents and purposes, he was on some pimp shit. If he could have just stayed in his role and just let this bitch come out, do what the fuck she had to do, and then go back and then, treat him like a king, and, he could get the money or get the Black and Milds or cigarettes or whatever kind of shit. But he couldn't, he was on some square shit, man. He couldn't sit back and accept the fact that his bra was on my nuts, man. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, nigga, only reason you eating is because of me. The only reason you got anything in that motherfucking house through this bitch is because of me. And I'm thinking, there's a lot of niggas out here that don't have, no player bones in their body and shit. And I didn't trip when a nigga was basically capitalizing off the fuck I was giving Nish. You know what I mean? And so, when we had this concept of exploitation about who's exploiting who, and like you said, the waters can get muddy about, who's actually coming up aces and who's actually coming out on top and all this kind of shit. And I kind of dig that shit, man. I kind of dig saying, it's up when it's actually down, and saying it's black when it's actually white. You know what I mean? Because,
well, see, at the end of the day, there's a saying: the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. At the end of the day, man, people are suckers for the truth.
Right.
And at the end of the day, the real truth is, ladies and gentlemen, these women need husbands. That's what the problem is.
Right.
But they have fucked up their lives in that cycle of ignorance that has been passed on to them in some instances by their parents, in some instances by their own hand. You see what I'm saying? They fucked up or diminished that possibility. So, what do you expect? They have nothing coming their way.
Right.
There's no man that's seriously, and some people say, well, you looking down on them because of their circumstances. That it is what it is. I'm not looking down on anybody. I'm just calling that shit as I see it. You see, and the niggas that they dealing with don't want to take care of themselves.
Right.
So how in the hell do you think he would want to come in your house and help you take care of your children, and he eating off you? You see what I'm saying? And the concept of pimping.
Right.
If you were speaking in the context of her and her boyfriend, all he had to do was lay back.
Right.
The real truth is there's a certain sense of naivety, because these cats don't really understand anything about street hustling.
Okay.
They don't understand anything about pimping. They've seen a couple of movies. Maybe they've heard some people like Tariq Nasheed, and they think that they got a blueprint and the answer to everything.
Okay.
No, you don't. No, you don't. They watch too many too real for TV damn videos. You see what I'm saying? And even they're talking about the game is dying now.
Right.
So the people that call themselves, they don't know anything about pimping any more than these bitches in Mackcity know anything about game. You see what I'm saying? It's the proverbial saying of the blind leading the blind and all may fall in the ditch. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, but even though they're blind, they're gonna come and ask you to buy into that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? They don't understand. Look, I have eyes. I can see clearly. It's like the old Greek tale of being the only person in the village that can see and everybody else is blind and they make you the king. Right. You see, that's the thing with them. They assume that everybody functions at that same type of bottom feed of vulturistic bullshit that goes on in the hood. As though anybody with any common sense that doesn't take this shit and break it down, you know, that it would make any sense. I'll give you another example. Our girl, DCD, Diamond Cut Diva. Right. Now, it's strange how when she's asked to put in work, she want to use the kids, right? And she actually can't find a so-called babysitter. Right. When she thinks that somebody may ask her to put in some work. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But when she finds an avenue of getting out there and doing what she want to do, she come up with a way. She comes up with a method to get what she needs, but she's going to run that. The game is retarded. The whole concept of her running game is retarded, but this is a person that actually believes that they're getting over. Right. You see what I'm saying? They actually believe that they're getting over. Same way with Nish. Now, Nish left here and went with that nigga to Kentucky. Right. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck are you thinking about? You know, what are you thinking about? You know? And now here she is back again. You see what I'm saying? Needing help, needing assistance, needing something.
This is the funny thing, man. It's like I going back to counseling these females, man. Each female I fuck with, I always tell them like, dick don't pay the bills, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's nice that you like to be out there being fast, all hot ass, getting fucked and shit, but dick don't pay the bills. And I'm like, how the fuck you keep ending up with these niggas that's more fucked up and more broke than you? I'm saying, you coming to me asking for assistance and asking for help, right? And then here you go, meet up with some bum ass nigga, and you taking care of him, and you ain't got shit yourself. I was like, you know, we dealing with like, well, we not dealing with logic here, of course. You know, when you're dealing with women, you ain't dealing with nothing logical and shit. You're dealing with pure emotions and shit. So I'm trying to be that bearing, man. I'm trying to be that thing in which they can look at so they can grasp on the fucking reality, man. But these bitches, they so quick to goddamn just latch on to some suck ass nigga, man. And that's the main thing I always trying to tell them. Like, and go back to what you was talking about, but what real nigga is going to actually fuck with these bitches? That's man. Exactly. You know, but with all their problems and all their kids, and then we also need to talk about the generational curses. Yep. You know, when Nish's mama crazy and Nish's grandmama crazy and all this kind of shit. You know, it's just a self-perpetuating, you know, disease, a cycle, man. So.
Well, I'm glad you went there because Tariq Nasheed did a broadcast on this because, you know, they want to put everything on the black man. Right. You know. But what they don't understand is that this kind of lifestyle that they lead, that's why I said they were exploited before they were born. Okay. It started long before they popped out of somebody's pussy. Okay. You know, their parents and their grandparents come from situations where they...
Hold on. So sorry. You know how we do. Oh, speaking of the devil, it's Nish. Hello?
What you got?
Shit. Nothing, chilling with one of my partners.
A dude?
Yeah, dude.
What y'all over there doing nothing?
Say what?
I said, what y'all over there doing nothing?
Nah, we rapping. We talking about you.
What? What y'all talking about me for?
Shit, because we ain't got shit else to talk about. We talking about how fucking insane your ass is and the silly shit you do.
And how much money y'all want to spend with me so I can come over there and get y'all some head?
Hey, why you sound all muffled?
What do you mean?
You sound like you got something in your mouth or something.
I do got something in my mouth. I'm trying to put you in my mouth, big daddy.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Shit, goddamn, girl, fuck. Ooh wee. Shit. You playing or you for real? Goddamn, quit playing.
I'm for real. I need some money. Can I have some money?
Can you have some money? Nah, fuck that. I ain't paying you shit today.
Whatever it is.
Shit. Oh, is that how you feel? Hello?
I'm not about to argue with you, Mike.
Is that how you feel? Okay then. Well, all right. All right
you
then.
trying to act like you pimping or something, motherfucker.
Oh, well, I'm trying to act like I'm pimping.
Yeah, talking about nigga, nah, I ain't paying you shit today. What part of the game is that?
Shit, it's shit.
Nigga?
What you mean? What part of the game is that?
What part of the game is that, my nigga?
Nigga, I'm not paying you shit today. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah, for real. Shit. I mean, shit. When I take your ass here and there in my car, nigga, I don't ask you for gas money, do I?
Mike.
What? What?
Sounds like you're having a bad day. Call me when you feel a little better, okay?
Bye. It doesn't get any more real than what you just heard. Now, here's a girl that's broke. Yeah. Okay? She called here with the explicit intent to suck dick for money. And you're talking about exploitation?
Did I call her?
No, she called here.
She called me.
So anybody that fixes your fucking grill to talk about exploitation, you need to play back in your verbal recorder that which you have just heard. You see, you're using the wrong label. You see. She honestly thinks she's entitled to, every time she's entitled to, I guess, pay for her services. And maybe she's trying to get her hustle on. Right. But she doesn't count the time. You know, there's no consideration when this man got up out of his bed or got up out of his house and to go clear across town and get this bitch. Right, right. You know, when she getting her ass kicked. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? When she's getting, when she's hungry. When her kid is home, you see what I'm saying? She called here with the explicit intent to suck dick for money. Exploitation? And they got an attitude when I wouldn't pay. Exploitation? Excuse the fuck out of me, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it for yourself.
What you like the fun? What you like the fun? What you like the fun?
You've arranged and the sound they're strange. They speak to me like constellations as we lie here. There's a magic I can't hold. you fly away on? 7 days in sunny June, long enough to bloom. Flowers on that sunbeam dress you wore in spring. Yeah, yeah. The way we left us one.